Hi guys, Movie King here. Today, I'm going to recap a 2021 inspirational action Korean movie called Shark. This movie centers around a nerd named Woo, who is imprisoned for retaliating against a bully. As he navigates prison life, he discovers a martial arts teacher who changes everything. This teacher turns out to be the youngest MMA World Champion, Hyun. The question is, will Woo's training be enough to confront his enemies? Let's dive into the story. The movie opens with Hyun, the youngest MMA World Champion, on his way home after a triumphant victory. He receives good news from his mom that his little sister is coming home after a long absence. However, upon arriving, Hyun finds the house dark and eerily quiet. As he opens the refrigerator, he notices his hand is covered in blood. To his horror, he finds his mother and sister mortally wounded. Suddenly, an attacker tries to strangle him with a rope, but Hyun turns the tables and defeats him. Two more assailants armed with knives attack, but Hyun dispatches them brutally. In his rage and grief, he kills them all. This act of vengeance leads to Hyun's imprisonment. Years later, we shift to a school where Woo, a brilliant but timid student, is preparing for his future studies. A new student, Seok, an active boxing athlete, arrives and quickly asserts dominance by beating the school's reigning bully. Seok recognizes Woo as a former victim from junior high and resumes his bullying. When Woo's girlfriend tries to intervene, Seok turns his aggression towards her, prompting Woo to snap. In a fit of desperation, Woo stabs Seok in the eye with a sharp pen, leading to Woo's arrest and imprisonment. In prison, Woo befriends a kind-hearted inmate and joins a peaceful, albeit cowardly gang. He learns to avoid three dangerous inmates, a strong gangster, a nimble gang leader, and Hyun, the infamous MMA champion. One day, during a football game, Woo is forced to play but quickly angers the strong gangster. As Woo faces punishment, he seeks help from Hyun, who initially ignores him but then intervenes when Woo is attacked. Hyun effortlessly defeats the gangster, earning Woo temporary safety. However, Woo's troubles continue as Seok visits him in prison, vowing to kill him upon his release. Terrified and desperate, Woo pleads for mercy, but Seok leaves him in fear. Determined to defend himself, Woo repeatedly asks Hyun for training. Initially indifferent, Hyun eventually agrees after Woo insists he only wants a peaceful life. Hyun sets a grueling test. Woo must complete 100 laps to prove his determination. Despite failing initially, Woo's persistence impresses Hyun, who agrees to train him. As the days pass, Woo undergoes rigorous training under Hyun's guidance. He imagines his tormentors while pushing his limits, driven by fear and a desire for normalcy. Hyun, recognizing Woo's potential and determination, requests special privileges from the prison warden to continue Woo's training. Woo is moved to Hyun's room to focus on his training. Without a chance to thank him, Woo is immediately told to start doing push-ups and pull-ups, struggling at first. Over the next few weeks, Woo focuses on the basics: push-ups, pull-ups, punching, kicking, and eating more to build strength. Woo shows significant progress, exceeding Hyun's expectations. Despite his rigorous training, Woo continues to study, impressing his friends. However, bad news arrives: Hyun is being transferred to another prison. This news demotivates Woo, but Hyun challenges him, asking how long he will hide behind him. This ignites Woo's determination. When Woo's friend is bullied by a subordinate of the big man, Woo bravely intervenes and counters their attack. The next day, Woo is called by the big man. Apologizing for the previous incident, Woo is bullied again. When the big man punches him, Woo reflexively dodges and counterattacks. Despite his training, Woo is still overpowered and knocked down. Fueled by determination, Woo gets up and, with his last strength, headbutts the big man until he knocks him down. Hyun intervenes to stop Woo from further violence. In the city, Seok, now a gangster, showcases his fighting skills, impressing a gang leader who recruits him. Meanwhile, Woo continues to train and spar with Hyun, eventually managing to beat him. Proud of his student, Hyun's last day in prison arrives, and they part with sadness. Woo, still affected by Hyun's departure, is challenged by the nimble short man, a gangster leader. Woo sets a condition: if he wins, the nimble man must stop bullying others. The fight day arrives, but Woo is delayed by a visit from Seok, who threatens him again. Determined, Woo faces the nimble man, whose fighting style resembles martial law from Tekken. Despite taking many hits, Woo uses his MMA training to turn the fight around. Both are injured, but Woo ultimately locks the nimble man in a submission hold, winning the fight. The gang leaders honor their promise, and Woo forms a bond with them. As Woo's release day approaches, he visits his training ground with Hyun. Just before leaving, Seok confronts Woo, leading to a final fight. They exchange blows, with Seok knocking Woo down multiple times due to his gangster experience. Remembering Hyun's techniques, Woo lands a decisive hit on Seok's eyes, disorienting him and securing his victory. At the end of the movie, Woo visits Hyun in prison. Proud of his student, Hyun and Woo chat about the shark, symbolizing ferocity and vigilance. Woo's journey from a bullied nerd to a strong, determined fighter comes full circle.